You're about to step into the shoes of millions striving to find their place in a land of opportunity, where every decision could mean the difference between a fresh start and a dead end. In this game, you're not just any player. You're part of the 13.7% of the US population trying to write their American story. But watch out, the rules keep changing, and political debates are your toughest enemies. Ready for Level 1, Border Crossing? Welcome to America's immigration quest, where the stakes are as real as they get. Millions of people are navigating this complex system every day, facing challenges that can change their lives forever. It's not just a game. It's a mirror of the struggles and dreams of real immigrants. As we guide you through this eye-opening journey, you'll gain valuable insights into the immigration system. You'll see firsthand how policies, court backlogs, and political battles shape the paths of those seeking a new life in America. Alright, it's time to select your character. In this complex quest for the American dream, you've got 4 main player classes to choose from. Each comes with its own unique challenges and success rates, so listen up and choose wisely. First up, we've got the Diversity Lottery participants. These lucky hopefuls are playing a real-life lottery with some seriously long odds. How long, you ask? We're talking a mere 0.2% success rate. That's right, your chances of winning this visa are slimmer than finding a 4-leaf clover in a field of dandelions. Next, we have the Refugee class. Now, if you thought the Diversity Lottery was tough, brace yourselves. Refugees face an even steeper climb with less than a 0.1% chance of resettlement. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack while blindfolded in a hurricane. For those of you looking to join family members already in the US, you might want to consider the family-sponsored class. Sounds promising, right? Well, here's the catch. There's a cap of 226,000 visas per year, and get this. There's currently a backlog of about 8.3 million relatives waiting in line. It's like trying to get front row tickets to the hottest concert in town, except the venue only holds a fraction of the fans. Last but not least, we have the employment-based applicants. These are the skilled workers, the entrepreneurs, the future innovators of America. Surely they must have it easier? Think again. Only 1 out of every 1,500 new hires in the US receives a green card through this pathway. It's like applying for the most competitive job in the world, where your resume is just one in a stack of thousands. Now, you might be wondering, why are these odds so insanely low? Is this some kind of ultra-hard game mode? Well, here's the kicker. The US immigration system isn't just tough, it's outdated. The last major update to these visa caps was back in 1990. That's right, we're playing a game with rules that haven't been patched in over 3 decades. To put this in perspective, let's look at our neighbor to the north. Canada, with its more up-to-date system, granted permanent residency to 255,680 economic immigrants in 2022. Meanwhile, the US, with its larger population and economy, is stuck with outdated quotas that don't match current workforce needs. Alright, it's time to load up the map and start our journey through the treacherous levels of America's immigration quest. Buckle up, because this isn't your average side-scroller. It's a high-stakes adventure where each level brings new challenges and the game over screen has real-life consequences. Let's start with Level 1, Border Crossing. This isn't just a simple hop over a fence, folks. In 2022, a staggering 853 migrant deaths were recorded at the US-Mexico border, making it the deadliest year on record. That's not just a game statistic, it's a stark reminder of the very real dangers faced by those attempting to enter the country. But surviving the border crossing is just the beginning. Welcome to Level 2, Visa Application. Hope you've got some serious patience, because this level is all about grinding through paperwork and waiting. and waiting some more. As of January 2024, the immigration court backlog has surpassed a mind-boggling 3 million cases. Imagine being stuck in a virtual waiting room with 3 million other players, all competing for the same limited number of visas. Now, you might be thinking, surely the US government has enough resources to handle all these applications, right? Well, prepare to be surprised. The US immigration system is seriously under-resourced, leading to massive administrative delays and inefficiencies that make this crisis even worse. Let's put this into perspective. Each immigration judge is handling an average of 4,500 pending cases. That's like asking one person to grade the final exams for an entire university. It's just not feasible. The result? Asylum seekers can wait years for their cases to be heard in immigration court. Years of their lives spent in limbo, unable to fully start their American journey. But wait, there's more. Remember those 2.4 million apprehensions at the southern border in 2023? That's not just a high score, it's a clear sign that the current system is overwhelmed. Even the US Customs and Border Protection, one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the world, is struggling to keep up with these numbers. So what does all this mean for our immigration game players? It means that navigating from border crossing to legal residency isn't just difficult. It's like trying to complete a game where the levels keep getting longer, the obstacles keep multiplying, and the finish line keeps moving further away. Alright, fellow immigration gamers, we've made it through the early levels, but now it's time to face the real challenges. Get ready for the boss battles of America's immigration quest. In true video game fashion, our immigration system has two major bosses that make completing this quest incredibly difficult. These aren't your typical end-of-level baddies, they're complex, ever-evolving challenges that have stumped even the most skilled players for years. First up, we've got the political polarization boss. This tricky opponent has two heads, constantly arguing with each other. On one side, we have Democrats focused on creating paths to legalization for undocumented immigrants. On the other, Republicans emphasizing stricter enforcement and tighter border security. It's like trying to play a co-op game where your partners can't agree on the objective. Here's a stark example of how divided these two sides are. 69% of Democrats believe more legal immigration options could help solve the border crisis. But only 43% of Republicans share that view. With such a gap in perspectives, it's no wonder this boss is so hard to defeat. When you think you've got a handle on the political polarization boss, here comes the system overload boss. This behemoth is like a game server that can't handle the number of players trying to log in. Picture this, the US Customs and Border Protection, CBP, is one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the world. You'd think they'd be equipped to handle anything, right? Wrong. In 2023 alone, they faced a staggering 2.4 million apprehensions at the southern border. That's like trying to moderate a massive multiplayer online game with a team of just a few admins. The system overload boss isn't just about numbers though, it's also about resources. Organizations like ICE are facing serious budget shortfalls while trying to manage this crisis. It's like trying to run a next-gen game on outdated hardware. Something's got to give. So what does all this mean for our immigration game? Well, these boss battles show us just how complex and challenging immigration reform really is. We can't just focus on one aspect and expect to win. We need a comprehensive strategy that addresses border security, creates more legal pathways for immigrants, and figures out what to do about undocumented individuals already in the country. It's like trying to solve a massive puzzle where all the pieces are constantly changing shape. And here's the kicker, this isn't just a game. These challenges have real-world impacts on millions of people, affecting not only those seeking entry but also the communities and systems within the US tasked with managing these issues. So there you have it. We've navigated through character selection, tackled tough levels, and faced some serious boss battles. What have we learned? The US immigration system isn't just a game. It's a complex, high-stakes challenge that requires strategy, perseverance, and a whole lot of patience. But here's the thing, this isn't a game we can simply restart or walk away from. It affects real lives, real families, and the future of our country. As one expert put it, the future of our country really depends on immigration, given our demographics. With an aging population, our growth relies on new immigrants. So here's the million-dollar question, are you ready to press start on immigration reform? Because in this ever-changing landscape, standing still isn't an option. What moves will you make to level up America's immigration game?